Hey guys, it's DC here, and today we're going to be going over the top 3 certifications to get to become an ethical hacker. Okay, so kicking off with this one, I didn't really want to talk about all of the certifications that there are out there that you can get to become an ethical hacker or a pen tester. I just wanted to go over my top 3 choices that are basically the most employable certifications out there to essentially help you get a job. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of courses out there that you can do that can help you learn different techniques, but these certifications that you pay for will definitely help you get a job. In fact, some of them are actually required to get a job. So even if you have a degree or, lots of experience, people are still looking for these 3 certifications across multiple different pen testing or ethical hacker jobs right now. Now, this list is also essentially my favorite 3 out of the mix of certifications that you have to get as part of getting a job in cybersecurity. I'm sure you can guess at least what one of them is before I even get into it. But yeah, like I said, this is essentially just to help you get that job once you have a degree or a little bit of experience and you want to get that junior pen tester role. Or even, to be honest, if you're like halfway through a career and you want to jump into like that mid to senior pen tester role, these certifications are useful for you as well. Now, the job search I did to find out which certifications are going to be the best was done on Indeed, Seek, which is I think primarily an Australian website for finding jobs, as well as LinkedIn. The search terms I used was ethical hacker, penetration tester, junior pen tester, and cybersecurity analyst. Now, I know analyst is more of a blue team role, but I wanted to throw it in the mix there just to see what certifications that one would require as well. Now, I've put these 3 certifications in order of how I would get them if I was you. The reason I've put them in this order is because it's from what I can see, a learning path to become an ethical hacker or a junior pen tester. So this is sort of like my pathway to ethical hacker, if you will, at least through certification. Okay, the first certification on the list, the first one you should get is the EJPT. Now, the reason I mentioned this one at the beginning is because it goes over a bunch of different technologies without a huge price tag and will sort of get you in the mindset of a pen tester. It covers things like TCP/IP, routing, and LAN protocols that will give you a pretty good understanding of network concepts. On the website, it says you will get an essential penetration testing process and methodology, a basic vulnerability assessment of networks, basic vulnerability assessment of web applications, exploitation with Metasploit. Bingo, it's what we want. Simple web application, manual exploitation, basic information gathering and reconnaissance, simple scanning and profiling of the target. And I would completely agree with what it's saying here. I have a mate who I was talking to recently who just did this certification and then went on to do an OSCP. And he was saying that it was such a great preparation for him to go and then do the OSCP that he doesn't think he could have actually completed the OSCP without having done this first. So if that's any indication of how valuable this certification is, I mean, the money's there. Speaking of money, this certification is only $200, which for the value you get out of it, I think is actually pretty damn good. Certification number 2 that you should get is the OSWE. Now, this one is crazy expensive. It comes in at $1,200 for the 60-day lab. With that, you get the coursework and the certification token at the end to do, which is great, but $1,200 is a lot of money. The reason I say to do this one second is because once you've learnt all of these practices, doing bug bounties is going to be an absolute breeze. With the majority of bug bounties being web application pen testing, essentially, like you're trying to find bugs on web apps, and that is definitely the majority of bug bounties out there, to be honest. You'll just be really well aligned to sort of push yourself into the bug bounty world and do some self-learning and possibly make some money on the side while already having these 2 amazing certifications. Now, with these certifications, you can apply to jobs like being a web application pen tester. You can just do bug bounties in your spare time or full-time if you really want. And you're sort of on the pathway to my final certification recommendation, which is, of course, the OSCP. Now, I don't need to rave on and on about the OSCP. I think I've done that to death in pretty much every video I've ever made. It is an extremely hard certification for a beginner, but it does get jobs. There was a guy I was talking to recently who was applying for all of these jobs out there day after day, lots and lots of jobs. He didn't have the OSCP yet. He said, oh, I'm studying for it. He didn't get a reply. He was getting nowhere. One day he finishes the OSCP. Within 6 hours of applying and saying he had an OSCP, he was asked to come into an interview. 6 hours. Now, that is just out of control. There's another guy I was talking to who was, again, applying for jobs. He had work experience in IT, in networking, applying for jobs as a pen tester. He said he had the skills, and he probably did have the skills, but he didn't have an OSCP. He applied, he got nowhere. He went in for lots of interviews. They said, oh, your experience is great, and your dedication to the industry is here, and yada, yada, yada. But it got him nowhere. He got his OSCP within a couple of weeks. He had himself a job, just like that. Now, on the OSCP website course notes, it says the competencies you will gain are using information gathering techniques to identify and enumerate targets, running various operating systems and services, writing basic scripts and tools to aid in the penetration testing process, analyzing, correcting, modifying, cross-compiling, and porting public exploit code, conducting remote, local privilege escalation, and client-side attacks. And the list goes on and on and on. It's essentially an extension to the OSWE with a bit more in there, right? It's got some systems pen testing in there as well. The main reason that this certification is held so highly with different recruiters and IT companies out there, as well as different organizations who are looking for people with an OSCP, is because it is difficult. The reason people want you is because it is hard, and they know it's hard. If they did it like I did, they probably struggled. But everyone's different, Some people excel at it and they do it really quickly and easily. I wasn't one of those people. Anyway, it's just a really good certification to get if you want to be a pen tester or an ethical hacker. It's absolutely on the top of my list. It's number 1, or I guess number 3 in this, because I did it backwards in order of how you should do it. And yeah, just get out there, guys. You need to jump on these certifications to get these jobs. I know experience is an absolute king in the industry right now, and it's sort of knocking everyone about with what they should and shouldn't do. But if you stay in line with the certifications that you need, then you will progress further and quickly with these certifications. I'm not saying you're going to get a job with just these certifications instead of doing university, although it's definitely possible. But if you did have a degree and these certifications, I will almost 100% guarantee that you will get a job within 6 months. Like almost definitely, almost 100%. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Click the join button down below to become a YouTube member of my channel. Jump in my Discord server. If you want to have a chat with me, comment below if you have any questions. And of course, like, subscribe, all the rest of it. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.